Welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat Podcast, y'all. I am your host, Jojo.
And I'm Dayra. Whoa. You missed your ooh?
No, I want you to ooh.
No,
come
that's
on,
your
baby, give him a
thing.
little ooh for me.
We gotta do it
Give
together.
me 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
Wow, why we ain't never do that before? I don't got sexy. Like it. Ooh, let's do it again. Ooh. No? Okay. I got some on my own.
You got carried
Reggae
away.
deggy. Anyway, what's the juice before we get into our topic this evening?
What is the juice?
I don't know, but I got my girlfriend's hoodie on, you know. I like to wear her clothes or whatever. And it says peachy.
There's a little peach on the hood.
Because, you know, everything all peaches and creams or whatever. I should wear the orange glasses with this fit.
Oh, you should.
Hold on. Don't tell me, girl, because I got it right here.
God.
You set yourself up for failure. I'm summer ready, y'all. Anyway, if you have not seen our last episode, we got into the conversation of green flags. She thinks, well, I think you're fine. You ain't getting no hate.
I think I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. If you didn't like it, who cares? If you liked it, we love you back. Thank you. But yeah, so today's episode.
I don't have any mascara on, but continue.
What's the problem? You still
No, it's
cute.
okay. My lash is still long. That's fine.
Excuse me.
But I can rub my eye in peace.
Okay.
So we're good.
So today's episode, we want to get into dating coworkers.
Yeah.
We happen to have this conversation a little bit ago with our
Patrons.
Patreon, don't care.
Our loyal queens.
Yes. Thank you guys for always checking in and hopping on the live. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun. We got into a lot of conversations and it actually brought like a lot of things to thought for us.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so dating coworkers. I feel like
fun.
Yeah, we've honestly I'm surprised this wasn't already a topic that we had discussed. Only because the fuck.
Like, I just be trying to avoid it.
If you date a coworker, say I.
I.
If you dated multiple coworkers, say I. Okay. Some people learn their lessons. Some people need a couple times.
Yeah, I've dated 3 people that I work with. Yikes. But one of them, it was like we were already dating before we even started working together. Just so happened that we happened to work in the same place. Crazy. Were
like you guys happened to know that you were applying to the same?
Yeah, we were. And we just didn't realize that we were going to be put in the same, I guess, department together, if that makes sense.
Damn, so you played yourselves.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go somewhere else.
I mean, how was your, like, how long were you with the person before you guys got the job together?
A year.
Oh, wow, that's pretty lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But we weren't supposed to be dating.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was honestly a lot of drama. Like, in this episode, basically, we're going to talk about our experience, pros and cons, do's and don'ts when dating coworkers, and I should have learned my lesson the first time. But
you clearly didn't learn your lesson because here we are.
The second time or the third time.
Here we are.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, I learned my lesson now, obviously. But I'm with you and we don't work together. Thank the Lord.
This is work, baby. What
you
thought this was?
Actually,
you thought this was?
This is work. That is true. But it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this is enough.
Yeah. It is enough.
Yeah. Anyway, so before we get into our do's and don'ts and experiences and pros and cons, I just wanted to say that it is delusional of us to think that you're not going to date someone that you work with. These are people we spend day in and day out with. We see these people. We connect with these people. We fucking go through the trenches with these people at our workplace. And like I said, spend more time with them than we do with the people we love and go home to.
Right.
So I do think that it's kind of crazy for people to be like, oh, you can't, what's the fucking phrase? You can't eat where you shit, right?
I hate that phrase.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Right. I get it, cool. It can be messy. It can be a sticky situation, but in all actuality, y'all, this is what
It's not impossible.
right. It kind of is your dating pool. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's sometimes at work, you have people who work an abundant amount of time, most of their time
Mm-hmm.
in their careers or their jobs, and don't have like just the 9 to 5 or whatever where they can go home and have that separate life with somebody.
Right.
You have people who like fucking live, breathe, and eat their profession.
Mm-hmm.
And those are kind of the people who kind of get into bed with their coworkers.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy. We're delusional again to think that that's a thing and like
Mm-hmm.
we can, stay away from it at all costs. You definitely will learn your lesson. And I mean, you're going to bond with these people. You're going to create and connect in
Right.
ways, So, um it's gonna happen whether you
Mm-hmm.
want it to or not. And yeah, I just want us to be like,
Realistic.
yeah, basically. So what are some pros and cons? Pros.
Number 1, you feel understood when explaining what you do. I feel like this is super, I guess, how do you say it? Like, sometimes there's certain things that your partner just doesn't get, you
It's
know?
honestly like a weight off your shoulders or like off your chest because it's like I don't have to explain in
Right. So
depth.
it's like when you date someone who does the same thing as you, it's like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn. Yeah, you just venting with someone.
Yeah. Right.
You don't gotta explain the acronyms and things like that.
Right. Or who's in what position or who
Right.
holds what.
Yeah.
That shit, I'll be trying to explain my job to her and I'm like, I'm getting more frustrated trying to explain it to you than actually just telling you why it was a fucking pain in the ass in the first
Right.
place.
And every other day, Jojo asks me, "What do you do again?" Like she really don't even know what I do or who I work
I
with.
I know a bit of like,
Uh-huh.
you're like but I don't know like her job
It's just
position.
marketing. That's it.
I know that and I know the company that
Yeah.
you're working for, but
Uh-huh.
like in all actuality, it's like, okay, that's it. But I'm like, really, what are they asking you to do? Like, you're also working from home, so it's like,
Uh-huh.
but it's crazy because she be telling me all types of shit, and she really be like beefing, and I'm like, but what do you do?
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't know. Um, so it's funny,
Mm-hmm.
but I do think that that is a pro when kind of knowing someone who works in
Right.
the same profession as you or close to it that understands.
Mm-hmm.
Even in her last job, I was like, "What do you do?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can only ever tell people like, "Oh, she works for a mortgage
Mm-hmm.
loan company." That's all I really know.
Mm-hmm.
She talks to people all day that she doesn't want to talk to. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's about all I can give her, and she probably couldn't even tell you what the fuck that I do at all. Doesn't even know what the fuck the place looks like. Doesn't even probably she doesn't know how to get there. If anything, I probably know her login. That's how I get to your job.
My login.
Yeah, girl, you work from home.
You don't. Oh.
Damn. Anyway, so yeah, I think like that's being understood and not having to over explain yourself. It
Right.
can definitely go a long way. And I think not saying you can't look for
Mm-hmm.
coworkers to have that conversations with
Yeah.
because we do.
Yeah.
I talk shit to I have friends that I happen to work with. Um, so that makes it easy. But sometimes, when you are with your partner, you kind of want to. So that's a pro. What's another pro?
That's it. There's literally no other pros. I'm sorry, but I don't know what other pros there could be.
um, I think
Please.
I don't know that it's a pro. I think initially when you think about working with a partner or someone that you're dating,
Mm-hmm.
you're just like, I get to see you at all times.
Yeah, but sometimes it's a little bit
I
too
know, I
much.
know, but especially like the younger me, I was okay with it.
Oh
Like it was
yeah.
just like, I get to see you because
Yeah.
again, a lot of our time is geared towards work.
Mm-hmm.
You spend all your time at work, so it's like, oh, I can see you here if I don't see you at home or like whatever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that kind of being sort of a pro. And I guess for some people like working with their partner is kind of like a cool space to be in because you get to see the type of person your partner is in that work environment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those things are all right. I guess I'll give that as a pro, but yeah, I think that's about it. Um,
If you had any of the pros, please comment because I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know what.
sure like there is people again, I keep saying it can happen. It's not like the worst thing in the world. People work together and I have so first of all, so many of the people that I work with actually are together. They're married to some coworkers. They date probably half the coworkers that they've dated, because in all actuality, this is where you spend your time. That is your dating pool, even though it shouldn't be. Um, so I don't think it's always bad, but I think it takes a couple times before it's right.
Mm-hmm.
So what are the cons?
A lot of cons.
All right. We know your experience wasn't
Um,
that great.
Not being able to separate like your work from home relationship,
That's a
I feel like is a
big,
big con.
big,
Mm-hmm.
big, big, big con.
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit's in the way. I mean, it's just like saying like, when shit happens at home, you try to leave it at home and not take it to work. Or
Mm-hmm.
you leaving work at work and not taking it home. You
Right.
know? I think we're just people. We're gonna do that
Mm-hmm.
regardless whether we work with our partner or not. Like some people have professions where they can't just leave it at work. They have to take it home, and some people have shit going on at home that's just like you can't just get away from it just because you left home. Like
Yeah.
it lingers with you mentally, emotionally. Like people notice when we're not there, when we're
Mm-hmm.
not present.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I do think like not having that space in between is like, even though it's lingering with me and I'm holding on to it and taking it to work with me, at least it's not actually at work. you
Mm-hmm.
know so dating your partner at work is just like, I really can't get away from you when we have shit going on. And then it's like you get to, I think it blindsides you from what like your work tasks, because
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, now I'm working with this person. We're not on good terms. Oh, how should I go about the day if I got to talk to this person so people don't catch on, or like
Right.
there's so many things.
Right.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Another one is coworkers knowing about your personal relationship. Don't like it. I don't
Yeah.
want people in my business.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you go to work and you have some of the friends that you go and talk to about your relationship issues, but the bitches can't put a face to my name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that in my job right now, I don't date in my job. I
Mm-hmm.
have not, like, I've dated one person I worked with. All right, I'll give it two, but like, that was,
Start off with zero, then one, then two.
yeah, well, because the first one was when I was super young. I feel
Uh-huh.
like we've all been there. And then I made it a thing to not make it happen. Also because my parents, for years, I've been around my parents and they work together.
Mm-hmm.
They, have a business together. So I'm just like, wow, you can't get away from this shit.
Yeah.
And then I experienced it. And then I actually experienced decent dating situation, like with a coworker, where it wasn't bad. Like there was no beef or nothing. So that's why I say like it could work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had one bad experience and it was not it. But I don't like people knowing my business. Like
Mm-hmm.
you got friends you could talk to. I'm not saying you can't talk to nobody, but
Right.
I think just walking into your workspace and people looking at you and you not knowing how much they know about you
Mm-hmm.
and your relationship.
Yeah, that could be awkward. Like if they're venting to their coworkers about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't even really know what they know about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'd be the ones you don't even talk to.
Mm-hmm.
That you're not even cool with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's just
And
a
then
sticky
that could
situation.
make them not like you,
Hmm.
you know? Or I don't know. It's just awkward.
Yeah, it's not my favorite thing.
Another one would be making others, including yourself, uncomfortable when you and your partner aren't on good terms. Like you guys know when like the vibe is off.
Yeah.
So it's like if you've ever been around a couple that's just like arguing or anything like that. Like, it's just awkward. And like,
So
you
awkward.
obviously shouldn't bring that to work, but sometimes you just literally can't help it,
Yeah.
you know?
There's no getting away from it.
Yeah, like the feistiness is gonna come out.
Yeah.
Tragic.
Not it.
Um, and then I wrote like drama. I feel like the whole thing is just drama. Like, but I guess that's from my personal experience. There's also a problem with like the power dynamic. So if you are like their supervisor or they are your supervisor, that puts you both in like an awkward position because there's a power dynamic there, which is why like teachers and professors shouldn't be, I'm thinking teachers, students and professors shouldn't be dating regardless of age, right? Because it's like, well, they're your professor and they can give you a bad grade and things like that. And like with a supervisor, like they can write you up, and then I don't know, that really affects like your performance. So that's why like usually in jobs, it's like if you're dating one of your coworkers, you have to talk to like HR about it because of these type of things. So then they could separate you guys. But sometimes you can't be separated, you know? Um,
And then that becomes like a
yeah.
sense of sacrifice because now
Yeah.
it's like, all right, now I have to sacrifice a position that I like being in and working around people that I enjoy working around. But
Hmm.
because I'm dating this person, I have to go work in another area.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
fuck. Like that's it's an inconvenience for both of you.
Yeah. But I also think as you were saying with the whole power dynamic thing, dating a boss, I've never really dated a supervisor. The person I did date, um, that I was with while working with them, they like had an unspoken management position, so to say. They were like the lead
Hmm.
of the department that we both happened to be working in.
Hmm.
So to an extent, she did have to tell me like this is what we need, this is what we gotta do, whatever, whatever.
Hmm.
But I think that when you're working with your partner that has, a level of supervision, um, they expect more out of you,
Oh yeah.
and then they feel like they could tell you to do anything, but
Hmm.
won't tell the next person, like, I'm one person. I can only do but so much,
Hmm.
and I'm doing what I can. And obviously, I want to be able to help you,
Hmm.
and be, I guess, so to say, your right hand and make it look good in this,
Yeah.
spot. But at the same time, bitch, I'm one person. Like, you got other people that work back here or
Yeah.
or around here that you could clearly supervise and tell them what you need.
Right.
um which they had no problem doing that, but I do think like that's hard when dating someone who has the higher position,
Hmm.
because then sometimes you feel like, damn, you don't, it's like easy to be offended, I guess, so to say, because like, damn, you don't trust me to get the job done, like you don't even give me the opportunity to show you. Or it's like, damn, like I'm one person, you're putting too much pressure on me
Right.
to complete the task at hand.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Another thing I added was that dating a coworker is just risky, plain and simple, because either y'all break up or either y'all gonna get married. Like it's literally one or the other, you know? So it's like most of the time it just never ends good, you know? So it's like either one person has to like work in a completely different department or office or whatever you want to call it, or you have to like quit your job, get transferred somewhere else. Like it's just like sometimes it really has to come to like I'm leaving the job because of this relationship.
But the other thing is too is people be watching y'all relationship. The coworkers that you have that you think are just there as your friend kikiing it up.
Hmm.
The next bitch is definitely watching your relationship or trying to get the scoop to see if they can, slide in there and take your shorty. So I think that that's another thing where it's like risky and messy and drama, because it's like, even if y'all break up and you continue to stay there,
Right.
all it takes is the next person to like push up on your girl
Hmm.
after y'all break up. And
Yeah, and then you gotta see your ex with a new girl at work. Perfect.
yeah,
Who
basically.
wants to do that? Nobody.
Nah, nah,
Like you gotta have like some crazy level of maturity to like be okay with it. Like
hmm
and with that I feel like comes with time. So it's like there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna be completely over it, but it's gonna take time. And we spend more time at work than we do at home. So it's like
hmm
imagine having to be at work 30, 40 hours, seeing your ex with the new girl, or like not that they're gonna be together like PDA, but it's like you sense it, like
Yeah.
the flirtations is the playing around, just like the sneaky weird shit, and it's like, damn, how long I gotta deal with this so I'm over this? And then that's why most people just leave the job, because it's like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Not fun.
No. So now let's talk about like the do's and don'ts of dating a coworker.
Dues. Check your employee handbook or talk to HR. I don't do that, but go ahead.
So I said maybe, right? Because this is the thing with HR. We swear that HR is here for us.
They're not.
HR is here for the company. They don't give a fuck about you, okay? Like, the proper thing to do is to go to HR and like read the employee handbook and let them know that you are dating a coworker. Just because if they do find out, you might get in trouble. Um, but it just like HR would just make sure that you guys don't work in the same like department, whatever the case is. But like I said, sometimes you can't. Like sometimes you are working in the same office. There's no way for you to be transferred to another office. So that's why I say maybe, because it's like, what are they gonna tell you? I have no idea how this works. So I don't know what will happen if you're in a case where it's like we work together and there's no way where we could kind of separate,
Yeah.
you know? Um
Mm.
so that is like a do, I guess. Talk to HR.
I just mind my business and don't date anybody I work with. Anyway, another do is discussing the potential worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
What, sitting down and being like, listen, I take my job serious, or like, I want to grow from here. I don't plan on leaving here. These are the boundaries I have with growing a relationship with a
Right.
coworker. When we're in the workspace, it needs to be like this. When we're out, it needs to be
Mm-hmm.
like that, and understanding like, I don't want that drama. I don't want there to be
Yeah.
all this nastiness. Like at the end of the day, if we're both,
Mm-hmm.
if we can both be professional,
Right.
then this is something that we can do and would be successful at. If not, then we can't do it.
Right. Like you gotta talk about like what happens if you guys break up and it becomes messy. Like
Mhm.
I feel like honestly, you just never know what someone's reaction is gonna be.
Mhm.
Like let's say you fuck up in the situation. You don't know how they're gonna react. Regardless if they're like, nah, like if we break up, like I'm good. Like I'm not gonna get crazy. Next thing
There's
you know, they're fucking getting crazy.
wildin', airing your
Wildin'.
shit out at work,
Right, like
or
being
fucking
petty, posting weird shit,
posting nutty buddy shit, got a
like
restraining order out on your ass,
yeah,
out here
just
with talking about taking your ass to HR, talking about you've been abusive.
right, having like pictures saved and like weird shit. Like it's like now you blackmailing me, you know? So it's like you honestly just never know how someone's gonna react.
I feel like it's easy for people to be like, I wouldn't be like that.
Right, right.
I feel like we're all guilty of that, to be
Hmm.
like, I wouldn't. Um, I can only say how I would react off of, through thoughts, but I've never actually been in a situation where I mean, I have, but not recently, in a situation where I felt like I needed to react like crazy
Crazy.
because like I'm so
Hurt.
distraught and
Hmm.
hurt. Yeah. So people really do, it's really hard. If it's really hard to swallow your feelings when you're feeling so much.
Hmm.
Sometimes our feelings do get the best of us.
Hmm.
And people can say they want to be the better person and they're like, oh nah, we'll be good.
Hmm.
And depending on the situation that actually happens, that it doesn't apply to every situation.
Hmm.
So we could sit here and be like, yeah, we're going to be good. If we break up, we break up. But
Hmm.
now it becomes, well, how did we break up? Did
Hmm.
we mutually break up? Because I can swallow that. We can walk away. Or did some
Hmm.
nutty buddy shit happen and now I need to fucking not have these emotions I have to act on to play your ass? Like, I don't know. It's just a lot of
It's just
stickiness.
tragic.
So, yes,
Hmm.
sitting down talking about the potential scenarios.
Hmm.
That's not saying like it's like bringing it or putting it into the universe. It's just being
Just
realistic,
being
like,
realistic.
you know.
Right. Then I have relationship ground rules, and we have like a list of some rules.
Oh, you got rules.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Oh,
some rules.
oh, yeah, because you're a rule person. Go
Yeah, yeah,
for it.
rules. Okay. So rules obviously change and evolve as you go through the relationship, but some of the rules that I thought of was no talking about our relationship at work. So at work, you're just working. Like it's like we're not talking about us at work. Anything that happened, it needs to happen. Like we need to have a conversation after work.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't even say before work because then you're gonna go in the office with a mood.
Mhm.
Like let's just wait. Another rule is no working on projects together, if possible. I feel like it just avoids any messiness, like just separate with them. Like just separate the two. Number three is not having any sort of manager relationship at work if you can. So that means don't date your supervisor, and if you're a supervisor, don't date your employees.
Don't do it.
It's just tragic because like as a supervisor, sometimes you have to make hard decisions. Sometimes you have to write people up. Sometimes you have to have hard conversations. Sometimes you even have to fire people. And then it's like when you're, like Jojo said, when you're in a relationship with someone that you supervise, you have high expectations for them because you're like, well, you're my partner. So you should be going above and beyond, or
Mhm.
like you should help me with this. So I feel like to avoid that, you just shouldn't do it. Just don't, honestly. Um, Number four, do not work within the same department if possible. Number five, do not arrive nor leave together. And I guess that's different if you guys live together. But I think it just makes things super obvious that you guys are dating. And I feel like sometimes it's healthy to have those coworker relationships. And if your coworkers always see that you're leaving with your girl, it's like, oh, like you're not trying to get a drink or two or whatever. It's like you're always leaving with your girl, like.
Right. Y'all never stick around. Y'all
Right.
never want to chill.
Right. Like they're not about to be the third wheel.
That's another thing is like excluding yourself. Like
Mm-hmm.
just because you're a couple, you're still in the workplace. Like don't exclude yourself just to you and your person because
Right.
you're dating now. It doesn't mean that your dynamics the dynamic with your
Mm-hmm.
coworkers have to change. Like, oh, I have to stop talking to her or I gotta blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Just
Yeah.
because I mean, I guess that's a different story if your partner doesn't like them, but I also think like it doesn't apply to everyone.
Right. Exactly. And then the last thing that I have is no PDA. Plain and simple.
That's hard.
No
I
PDA.
think that's another
Nope.
reason why I couldn't date at work because
Uh-huh.
I want your attention. Like I want your attention. I'm around. I want to catch you looking at me. I
Mm-hmm.
want you to pull me to the corner and like give me a little kiss or like, I want to
Can't do
be
it.
flirtatious. Like that's
Yeah.
just the person that I am. With my person, I can't hide that shit. So
Yeah.
it's just not for me.
But back to the do's. Another do that I had was to keep your feelings separate from work, which is kind of like not having conversations about your relationship at work.
It's hard.
Very hard.
Yeah.
Because how do you just shut off those feelings at work? You just
It's
become a robot?
right. It just act like it never happened. I don't know. I'm too much of a person that's in my thoughts and in my feelings that I can't just let that shit slide.
Yeah.
The last do is stick to your career goals. Um, as we mentioned already, when dating at work or especially dating someone who is of a higher level of you, put all this pressure on you and expect more from you that we go above and beyond to make our partners look good,
Mm-hmm.
and help them that we forget about our goals and what
Right.
we want from our work environment or the positions that we're in. Maybe you want to make supervisor and now I'm like, well, why would you leave me? Like I need you,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just a lot of things. So
Yeah.
I think it's easy for you to be um like it's easy for you to forget like what your purpose is
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to do too better or succeed too much to like not make your partner feel some type of way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also like I don't know, that's a sticky situation.
And I feel like sometimes in order to succeed at work, like you have to go above and beyond and like stay after hours and do all this crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're dating someone that you work with and y'all get out at the same time, you're gonna be like, I'm out of here. I'm not doing more work than I have to. Like, I want to chill with my girl. So
Yeah,
it's like it puts you in this situation where it's like, well,
you're too invested in your work and not enough in us.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like at the
She
end of
does
the
that.
day,
But at the end of the day,
At the end of the day, sometimes you do gotta put your career first.
yeah.
You know, plain and simple.
So what are the don'ts?
Many don'ts. Number one, don't expect it to be a secret forever.
It's facts.
Yeah.
Again, we spend a lot of time with the people who surround us at work. They're eventually gonna catch on.
Yeah, like they're eventually gonna catch on. So if you think that it's fine, like we're gonna keep this a secret until we can, it's like, no, girl, like,
People notice everything. Like
yeah,
they
like
observe everything from the time that you pull into the parking lot, what you forgot in your car, the hairstyle
people
that
are
you have, the
weird.
lipstick that you're wearing, the shit. If they knew that this was, if y'all knew that this was her sweater
Yeah,
and I'm wearing it,
right.
it's over.
That's another, like, yo, it's
They
like,
fucking.
it's crazy. It's crazy.
People are very observant. They got nothing else to do but worry about other people's
Next thing
shit.
you know, they go into HR and they're saying they're dating. Those two coworkers are dating. And people really are petty like that.
Hmm,
They really
hmm.
want to see you fail.
They sure do. They want
They
to see
really
you
want to
fail and they
snitch.
want to take your bitch.
Uh-huh.
Um, another don't is don't only talk about work.
Yeah. It's hard though. Because earlier we said like one of the things that's good about working with someone that you date is that they just get it.
I feel like it's not that you can't have the conversation.
Hmm.
I think you just have to limit the
Yeah.
amount of work talk that you have. It
Hmm.
can't be your conversation all the time.
Hmm.
It can't be. And
Yeah.
don't worry, babe. We'll work on it. Um,
Ah,
it's
ah.
okay. We're gonna work on it. But yeah, I just feel like you can't allow that to, you guys got to get back into conversation about y'all.
Mhm.
What are your personal goals? What are your relationship goals? What,
Mhm.
like, leave work for work, and that's that.
Mhm.
Every conversation can't revolve around work.
Yeah, pretty
Not gonna
much.
happen.
Mhm.
Another don't is keep the relationship going just because you work together.
Yeah, so don't do that.
Mm-mm. Oh, I work with them, so I gotta have this type of relationship, or I gotta stay with them because I see them every day, and I'm just scared for how they're gonna act or what they're gonna do. And there's just an abundant amount of things for why people don't break up. But like because you work with them, no, I think that would want me. I would want to break up with you more because now it's like, fuck.
Mhm.
But
Tragic. And then the last one, don't rush to move in with each other or just hit like a major goal when it comes to like traveling together or meeting their parents or anything like that. I feel like once you get to that stage where y'all taking vacations already, y'all meeting each other's
it's
parents,
over. You
like
locked in.
yikes. Now it's like now it's a real relationship. Like this is you're cuffed.
You're
You're
cut.
cuffed.
Listen, by all means, if that's what you're going for, then
Eh,
that's what you're going for. That's okay. We're just saying in the event that
and
if you're not too sure about the person you're dating or the work environment
mhm,
that you have and all this shit, it's just things to be thoughtful of,
right.
insightful, because it really do become a sticky situation. Like I just feel like we're already in positions to where we don't like our jobs. Some people don't like their jobs. Some people don't like the fact that they have to spend all this time in a work environment or
Hmm.
around certain people. Like there's many reasons to why people aren't the happiest in
Right.
their workplace. Not saying that the work they do they hate, but it's an abundant amount of things. And I just
Right.
feel like to bring
Relationship
your
into that too.
relationship, yeah, where
God
it's like
damn.
that's supposed to be your safe
Uh-huh.
space, your vulnerable place, and like all these things is just very, very sticky to bring that into that work environment, because now you're taking that happiness away from yourself because you guys are sharing this same space
Yeah.
you know
And like just speaking from experience to kind of just end this, I've done this 3 times. So you would think that I would learn my lesson, but honestly, I really do not recommend it. Like I really do not recommend it. Like from personal experience, it just has gone really bad for me. Um I've been on like both sides where it's like there was a power dynamic too, and it's like I'm one of these people that like I take my job serious at times. Like I feel
serious.
like before COVID it was like I would take my shit serious. Like, please, like, stop. Like, no, like, I'm one of these people that I could be like a type A and like very organized and things like that. So when I'm around people that aren't like that at work, I'm like already annoyed by them, you know? Um, but now I'm more chill when it comes to work, but it just never ends up good. Like, I feel like it just literally always ends up in a tragedy. Like, on bad terms, and then you got to work with this person and see them all the time, and it's like not only now do you hate your job, you hate the environment. So it's like you literally just become so fucking miserable. And that's where I was. It was I was miserable. Like, I hated the job. I hated how much I got paid. I hated the environment. I hated that I had to see this person. It was just like I was just like, yeah,
You
I gotta get the
associate
fuck
all
out
that
of here.
together.
Right. And it was like we spend so much time at work, and then feeling these feelings for like 40 hours a week, it was like too much for me, because then it starts taking over your life, your mental health, that then starts affecting your physical health. And honestly, I just don't recommend it. So if you're listening to this and you thinking about taking your coworker on a date, think again. Think again.
You know, there's people who can and who can't. And if you
Yeah.
can, do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't,
I
I'm
mean,
not
I think
against it.
yeah, it
We just
really
have to be, you just have to
it
be
depends on
realistic.
a lot of things. It depends on what kind of work do you do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you literally work in the same department, in the same office? Do you just work in the same company? You know, like, I feel like if y'all work in the same company and y'all don't see each other ever, then okay.
Yeah.
But if y'all gotta basically see each other every fucking day, like at work, and work on projects together and things like that, it's just too much.
If you watch Grey's Anatomy and you remember Derek Shepherd and Meredith Grey, I just think about that. It was just like there was so much love, there was so much passion. Yeah, they worked together, but it was just like at the end of the day, he was the higher up, she was the she was the intern, and then I
Hmm.
feel like every time she did something, he was fucking blowing up on her. They almost lost their relationship, but they made it until he died. Anyway.
Why you telling that, man? What if they didn't
Listen,
watch Grey's
it
Anatomy?
sucks to suck.
Oh my god.
Um
But yeah, it's just messy. Um,
so that's the end of that. Good luck. We wish you the best.
good
You
luck and
got
God
this.
bless.
Yes, like I said, there's those who can and those who can't, and that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. We're gonna end it with our family meeting, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, give it to me.
All right, hold on. This is
Too small?
yeah. I'm
Too
not
small?
trying to.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gosh. All
All
right.
right. My wife got super close with a male coworker. They are texting, calling each other constantly. I told her that it's too much, but she told me that I can't tell her what to do. She said that it's not on some weird shit, and I believe and trust her, but I still don't like it. She said that I'm just jealous because I don't have friends like that. But when I make friends, she tells me to cut them off. Since she made it clear that it's not going to change, what do I do from here?
I feel like if you ask one to do something, then you have to reciprocate that energy. So if
What
I'm
do you mean?
telling you that if you go make friends, I'm telling you you can't have them as friends, or I don't like them as your
Hmm.
friend, you can't be friends with them, and you cut them off, and
Yeah.
then you're I have to reciprocate that energy. Who am I
Right.
to ask you to do such a thing and then me not do the same?
Right.
That's first and foremost. And then to throw in your face that, oh, you're mad because you don't have friends, shady.
Right.
That's besides the point. I don't think, I mean,
I just feel like if something is making your partner uncomfortable, why do you continue to hurt them? So if I'm telling you, it makes me uncomfortable that you are texting your male coworker and y'all calling each other here and there or whatever, like it just makes me uncomfortable. And you respond with the no. It's like, yo, you
not
really
even
don't.
just like a sense of understanding, like, well, why does it make you uncomfortable? Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
talk about it. We have to talk about these
Yeah.
things. Again, as I said before, can see things from a different light on the different side of every door, window, mirror.
Yeah.
You feel me? It might sound crazy to you because
Mm-hmm.
you know nothing's happening, but why not talk to your partner and try to understand, like, well, why is it bothering you so much? What about it is bothering you?
Right.
Like, get an understanding. Show
Right.
that you give a fuck and you care enough,
Mm-hmm.
and validate why they feel that way. I hear
Mm-hmm.
you that you feel uncomfortable, that I just want to know
Yeah.
why. So maybe
Right.
there's other steps that I can take that doesn't involve me just talking to my coworker. You
Right.
know, we are cool. This nothing's going on. How do I make you feel comfortable at the fact that I'm talking to this person?
Yeah, like how can I reassure you?
Yeah.
Like you have coworkers, you have male coworkers. Y'all be
Mhm.
texting. I don't know about the calling thing. Y'all go to the gym together. I don't think anything of it, but I
Oh,
also
that
think
is
it's
true.
because I've had the chance to chill with them.
Mhm.
So I feel like if she's saying that,
Bring them
it's
around,
really
get to know
not some
them.
weird shit, then it's like, oh, then let's all chill. I need to meet this guy too. Like I want to know who is it that's cracking you up and y'all
Yeah.
texting and calling all the time, Like I think inviting them to hang out will make them more comfortable because then it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know them. Then
I get to see the
then y'all
person
could
that you
all
are,
be cool.
and I get to see your dynamic. I
And
forgot.
I get to see like if it's some weird shit or not.
I work in a heavy male environment.
Yeah.
And I actually forgot that you said that because I do have my coworker.
You
He's
have a
literally
couple.
my I have a couple that I'm cool as fuck with, but
Mhm.
there is one that I literally talk to all the time.
Mhm.
And I go to the gym with him damn near every day. Like that's really my boy. But
Mhm.
like I brought him around and like I'm never scared to bring her or anyone around her. I'm always like, yeah, I got a such and such friend, because
Mhm.
everybody other than us having our social platform, I have them on social media and everything, so people know about my relationship.
Mhm.
People see us, and I have people who don't even know you that'll come up to me and be like, yo, you guys are cute, you guys are beautiful, your girl's beautiful, da da da.
Mhm.
And I open up to some and talk about things, but ultimately, like, I have no problem bringing them around her. I'm
Yeah.
always like, yeah, you gotta meet them, you gotta see them. They think that you're cool. They would like to meet you one day. Like,
Mhm.
it's always like on some cool shit. Like, never
Yeah.
on no weird shit. I'm just like,
Yeah. So if it's really on no weird shit, is let's all chill. Like,
yeah, we have to stop being
what's
so
going on?
dismissive of our partners' like
Mhm.
feelings. Just showing
Yeah.
that little bit of like attention or like that just validating what they feel, like showing a
Mhm.
sense of urgency, like, wow, I didn't even know that you felt that way, and thank you for telling me why.
Yeah.
That's all that
Yeah, and
we
I think
want.
responding with "you're just mad you don't got friends" is
Shady.
shady. It's
You're being petty.
hurtful. Like, how are you trying to hurt me even more as I'm trying to tell you how I feel? Like that's
Right,
fucked up.
you're
I
getting
don't.
mad off of
I don't
something
like.
that you think you understand and you don't.
I don't like that.
No. But anyway, moving forward. All right. So my girlfriend has been lying to me about her ex. I thought she had two exes, but it's actually the same person, just different names. I feel so stupid right now. Worst part is that my heart was telling me that something is kind of offish. I didn't know that was the
Why
word.
would she lie about that?
But like,
The same person, just different names. Did she want to make it seem like she was like dating around?
yeah, I'm confused
There's
though.
nothing to be shameful of when it comes to how many people you've dated. So if it was just one person, then it just was one person. Why do you need to lie and make up two different names for one person?
I don't know, but like,
It's a,
are they still friends with them or something? Do they still keep in
yeah,
contact? Because
right.
why would you want your girlfriend to think like you're not only, it's already a hard pill to swallow that you're talking to one ex, but now you're talking to two exes? You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need more information.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very odd.
Hmm.
But that was it.
Yup. So there you have it for our dating coworkers. Again, I
Mm-hmm.
wish you all the best if you're holding it down in the workplace with your partner. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just be that Beyonce and Jay, or Gray and Shepherd. I don't fucking know, bro. Just good luck. Anyway, that's it.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Deuce, deuce,
Bye.
mother goose.